welcome to the next video in the Build the Millennium Falcon experience videos. I've added experience there, I'm not entirely sure why. Yeah, the next video looks at issue 46 and 47, so I'm just going to stop waffling and crack on with it. Okay, before we get started, I just want to say that in issue 46 we are given the go-ahead to put all the plating onto the framework. So if you haven't done it yet and you have been waiting for the time in which to put the plating on, we have been given the go-ahead to do it, and this is the time to do it. If, like me, you've been impatient and been doing it as you go along, it would have been an easier way for it to be put on, because the instructions show that from the first issue we start getting the plates and the connecting underlining framework. It's built up issue by issue with the overlaps and problems that we've looked at in the past. So if you haven't done that and you are a bit daunted by putting all the plate work on, have a look through your past issues, see which parts came with the beginning issues and work your way through it like that. It'll make it much easier for you. And for those of you who are worried that it might cause warping, it hasn't in mine. And as it's given the go-ahead to do it, I think that the manufacturers believe that it won't cause warping from here on in. So stop what you're doing, and if you haven't put the plate work on yet, go and do it. And then when you've done that, come back and we'll look at what is in these next two issues. Okay, so I'm going to do it a little out of order and look at what comes in issue 47 first, because these parts are more in line with what we looked at last issue when we're looking at these 3D parts here on the back end of the bottom of the Falcon. So this is what we get with issue 47. We get more landing gear covers in the form of this piece here, and more magnets and pegs for them. So when they finish, they will be put on there. There like so, and there like so, to cover the landing gear. We also get this piece here, which is very nicely weathered actually, very happy. I like in the black outline that came out with this piece, very nice. You can probably guess where it goes. It goes right here like so, and pushes that in, which I'll do, and pushes in, sorry, which I'll do in just a little moment. And we also get these two pieces here, which I haven't fully worked out where they go on the bottom end of the Falcon yet, and these two parts on the sprue here. So coupled in with what we painted and weathered last time, by the end of this issue we'll have all of the bottom half of the Falcon all completely decked out with the right levers and mechanics and everything like that that goes into all these holes here. So I'm going to waste no time and I'm going to get on it and start building this bottom end of the Falcon. Okay, so now the landing gear covers are in place, it is time to look at what is the next part to do on the Falcon. And once again, it's these earlier parts that we put on first. Very simple kind of pegs at the bottom here to go with the holes. So you just grab them and push them on so they are in securely. So you do that one first, and then you grab this one, it's the same but opposite, push it in like so. And then you grab this part here, the little ATST head, and it's a little bit of a tighter fit, but eventually with a bit of force, that's me practicing with a bit that you haven't seen yet. Okay, with a bit of force that goes on, I promise you. So those are those parts all installed. As you just saw from my little mess up there, this part here will peg into this part here, like so. Oh, nice satisfying click on that side, and there. That is the click that you need to get it all secure. Very nicely fitted in, like so. And then, as I showed you earlier, you get this piece here, and it's got pegs, and you just push it in with satisfying clicks, like so. Now, that is all we can do at this stage without having the previous issue's piece all complete. So I'm going to stop there and have a look at what came in the previous issue. Okay, so in issue 46 we get these pieces here. Now I'll come on to this and this in just a moment, but just look at this. We get the lower hull gun there, and some more screws to attach framework and put the guns together. We also get the glasswork pieces for the original cockpit pieces here, which you can see. So I'll look at them in just a little moment. And we also get yet another set of glass for the bottom window for the turret. So I don't know why we've got two of these. We had two before, so that is a bit confusing. But, you know, it's a spare, it's a backup. They might be better, they might not. I think they're going to be exactly the same. If they are, I won't mention them again in the video. We also get some gold screws here, which will go with the gun. So I'm just going to open all these things out of the packets, and then we'll look first at the cockpit. Okay, so we have the glass here for the original cockpit. See, I'm not lying, it says so on the packaging. And it is very similar to the ones for the new pieces. It just occurred to me that this is probably going to be a UK exclusive, because these two parts have been replaced by the newer cockpit parts. So these make it a UK exclusive. Would that increase the value if I put that on the Falcon? Who knows, it might do. So let's just try and fit these in here. It's the same kind of thing as the newer ones. You get the 3D effect with the lines there. Obviously it comes in different pieces. Just put this one in here, like so. Again, yeah, you see the 3D line effect there. Very nice. Probably won't show up the inside as well, like the others. And if I just put the cockpit together here, bear with me. There we go there. We'll see that the glass does fit in very well to these pieces, and you got the 3D effect there. It looks kind of a black outline from this angle, so that is very, very nice actually. I'm just going to put the glass back into the cockpit and then put it on the actual cockpit, this part here, and then we'll have a look at what this looks like. And here we have the cockpit with the glass installed, and yeah, it's exactly the same problem as we had with the new parts. It does hinder the look of the inside. In fact, it makes it glow very white indeed, and of course you get the reflection and already the dust from the outside influences. So yeah, I'm really not going to put glass in any of the parts that I install, including the turret. Which is a shame because I do have them, I just won't use them. But again, I do have them. So if because we have them, us UK people, it does make it a UK exclusive, this nose cone here, which might make it worth more should you ever want to sell it. I don't think I will. Maybe my kids when I die will, who knows. But yeah, it does make it a UK exclusive, which could increase the value if these things are valuable in the future. But I don't like to think like that really. It just makes it look a little bit worse, and especially with this line here again. So yeah, I'm not going to put the glass in, and I am going to use the new nose cone. I have decided that, but that is the nose cone parts that we get, the cockpit parts that we get in this issue. Okay, moving on now to the bottom hull turret circle plate. It has, as you can see, been broken up differently to how the original came. If I just bring in the original here. Well, the original, first of all, was painted and has score marks and things like that. This piece did come attached. I moved it around for the window modification so it looked correct. And also this bit is attached here. As you can see, this part, it's got 3 pegs there which clip onto the holes like so. So you do have to fix that. And also this part is separate as well, and it has been modified slightly. So it's got a little tab there which corresponds to the hole there, and that's how it goes in. Oops, not very well, come on. Oh, that doesn't go in very well, it's just my hand-eye coordination isn't at its best. There we go. And it is aligned correctly, like I did with this piece, and that is what it looks like when it's all put together. These 2 holes here are the same as these 2 holes here. I guess that's for a piece we will get in the future. I really like the fact that this comes unpainted. So much so that I have purchased a second issue of 46 so that I can have this for the top and this for the top and this for the bottom. There's not that much in the way of differences for the 2. Obviously this part here is different to this part here. I don't know which one is correct. If you move it around, you'll see that it's got a few bumps in different places than it is at the top. There's a little sticky out bit here on this plate which doesn't have here, and the plate's in a slightly different position. But I do like the idea of it being unpainted, so that's why I purchased it, just as a backup really, in case they either don't reissue this, or I paint the Falcon and the colours are slightly different and it doesn't match, so I can kind of get rid of that bit and do another one for the top. The connections will be exactly the same. They've got these pegs here where you screw it in. Everything's going to fall apart, but it's exactly the same here, in the same position and everything. So it will fit on the top as well as the bottom. So yeah, so that is the turret part. It's all ready to be attached, so I'm going to glue this in, I'm going to glue this on, and I'm going to make up the gun. The gun looks like it's exactly the same. This is not the this is the original gun, which goes with the top plating. These are the parts which come for the new gun. It's amazing that these new parts are grey, are silver, and this part's kind of gone a gunmetal grey, because I've had it now for, well, nearly a year. So that's quite amazing. So I'm going to quickly do a speed up video to put this gun together, attach all this to the Falcon, and then I'll be right back. So I just want to take a little pause here and look at the two guns side by side. Next, no difference. It's exactly the same mold. Obviously, this new one's a little bit silver. Silver, is that a word? It is now. Like I said, and this one's gone a bit more gunmetal. The recess is a lot deeper in the upper one than the bottom one. I don't know whether that's purely because I haven't screwed them in properly, but I don't think that's the case. They just look a lot deeper. When you are putting it together, make sure you get the moulding circles here and here on the bottom, not the top. But yeah, exactly the same. It will go gunmetal over time. People have drilled holes into these parts here, two holes, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, just want to show them off. So now back on with the rest of the speed up video. Okay, and here is the lower and as you saw in the video, I put this part on and this part. You're meant to put this part on and then obviously push it down because it does fit in there. But it's no bother if you did what I did and put them on the wrong way around. It still fits together. Very nice fit, and like I say, that the windows are aligned properly this time. So if I just bring the gun in here and attach it to the part we've just done, I'm not going to glue it just yet, so it is a little loose, because like I say, I'm not sure if I'm going to paint it. And yeah, and that is it. That attached, and it will go like that. This pivot is actually very loose. Looser than this one, because this one's quite tight. I might see if I can tighten the screws and get that pivot to be a bit more controlled, especially because it's on the bottom and it will just hang down. If I display it, it'll just hang back and shoot back. But yeah, like I say, I like the fact it's not painted, because I think all of us by now have come to the realization that some painting is going to be required on this model. So I am glad that they've scrapped the whole, hey, look, it's all pre-painted parts and it's got all the weathering you need and stuff. It's not going to be like that, and you will have to do some painting, so I am glad that it is plain. But yeah, not much else to say, just need to attach it to the rest of the Falcon. Okay, with this part complete, what you then do is you get it here and put it onto the Falcon there, push it in so that, or I forgot to show you, the peg holes there match the holes with the framework. Oh, let's get across the position now. There we go. Pop them in like so, just like that, and that is the bottom of the Falcon done for all intents and purposes. The painting isn't done, and other stuff, the little finer parts, which I'll just look at in just a moment, but I just want to take this moment to look at that. Fantastic. The next thing you do is you get this part here, which looks like two evil eyes, kind of like a mask from Crash Bandicoot, actually, if you think about it. It's got pegs in this formation here, and they just plug in to there like so. Yeah, now the next thing you have to do is turn all of this completely around and attach all these parts that we put in with screws, the silver screws that we have multitudes of by now. So I'm just going to stop right there and go ahead and do that now. And here it is, all finished. So I've added all the details that you've got on the sprues as well. Apart from these, these parts are to be left. I'll just go on the floor here, the table here even. These parts are to be left until a later date. It does say in the magazine until much later on when we look at the top window turret part. So I'm guessing, you know, when the top section is all complete is when we look at them. So keep them safe, you will need them. So just to go through what I've put here, I've put these parts here, these parts on here. This is stuck down, as you know, and this. These parts are very 3D and probably quite prone to snapping off, this part and this part here, so be careful of those. Just swinging around here, this part was added on, as were these parts here. So a few little extra details, including one fiddly thing, which was that part there. Ooh, where my finger is, this finger. Very, very fiddly to do. Now you may be wondering why this is on a black bag. That is because I have recently got one of these, an airbrush. So I'm going to, now that the bottom is as complete as it's going to be, I'm going to be painting it. And I've also realised that I have painted these incorrectly as well. The two red parts should go on these two red parts, and the red should go on there. So I'm going to be using some thinner to take off all the paint, and I'm going to start again properly, doing it the proper way with the airbrush. Yeah, it is going to be a lengthy process, I reckon, and I'm really going to take my time with it, make sure I get every single detail how I want it. Maybe not exactly the same as the reference photos, just how I like it basically. It's my model, so I can do whatever I like with it. But it is going to take some time, so you won't be seeing the bottom side of the Falcon for a while, so that is all finished. So, yeah, well that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Yet again, your support is fantastic. The next video will be along shortly, so until then, take care. Bye-bye. Attach all this to the Falcon, and then I'll be right back.